Greetings to another video. Today I'm going to share with you my 10 favourite hacks for cycling that are under £10. So yeah, everything that I use in this video, under a tenner, that I just find really helpful and useful for riding my bike. So I'm just going to get straight into it. First one is one of these. Basically these are just like Hessian like shopping bags that you can get from like any supermarket. This one's from Sainsbury's. And they're like, what, £1.50, £2 most. And the reason that I like these and what I use them for is when I'm going to be going somewhere like with my bike in the car. And so obviously you can buy like these really fancy expensive bags at like £100 that like you put all your kit in. But I use it, so basically if I want to go and, I don't know, ride in a different area, probably not at the minute though because of obviously COVID restrictions, but yeah, if I'm going to travel somewhere, I will take one of these, and this has got all my stuff in it actually from the last time I went out. So I've got my shoes in there, jacket, I've actually got that from the car, but they're just really handy because they're like solid and they're not expensive, so you don't have to worry about putting like dirty shoes and stuff in there. So yeah, first hack is one of them. I love those things. Second tip is one of these. Like, this thing's really basic. It's basically like a USB charger that's got 4 little things, because the amount of things that I charge, oh my God, it just drives me mad. So I was just like, there's cables everywhere. So I was like, do you know what? I'm just gonna get one of these. And I'm even that OCD that I've actually color coded, so I know which one is for which thing. I mean, that is extra, but yeah, so definitely get one of them if you're just fed up of charging stuff and you never know where the cables are. Just get one of them. I just leave it in place and then I always know where the cables are. In fact, one's just dropped down. Third thing is a pair of these like plastic gloves. I don't like recommending plastic and multi-use plastic, but I get these and I just reuse them and reuse them and reuse them. Basically, these are good for 2 things. So the first thing is if it's really cold and you've not got enough like gloves and your hands are really cold, put them under your gloves. It'll just make your hands really warm. And it makes them very sweaty as well though. And the other thing it's good for, if you get a mechanical and you just got like, if your chain's really dirty, it's just good that you don't get, you know, all the rubbish all over your hands and all the dirt off the floor. So yeah, I always keep one of those in my like saddlebag, a pair of those. So they are very handy to have. This is the best chamois cream that I've ever used, but I've been using this for maybe 3 years. It's just brilliant, and it's in a tube, so you can share it. So if I'm ever gonna go on like a long, like multi-day ride, for example, I will always take this. I generally don't wear chamois cream like on shorter rides, but if it's really, really hot, or if I'm gonna do multi-days, then I do take this with me. It is just the best. It's like natural, it's vegan, and you really need like the tiniest amount of it. I've probably had this 18 months. It just lasts so long, and yeah, it's vegan, natural ingredients, and it just doesn't, I don't know, it just makes your skin, do you know like when you put talc on your skin and you get like that smooth like feeling? It does that, but it's not sticky, it's not greasy, it's just really, really good. And yeah, that's what I always use, because I know a lot of you ask all the time on my Instagram is, what chamois cream do you recommend? That is the one that I recommend. So that is a hack, because you don't want to get saddle sores and you don't want to get no pain in the nether regions. So that is the one I would recommend. I'm not sponsored by SIS. This is just the bottle that I choose because it's a litre. And this is the hack, like get one bigger water bottle. So, oh, it's really dirty actually. I have been using these water bottles for, God, a good few years now, not this particular one. But the reason that I like, because this is a litre, so if I'm going to do a long ride, especially like Audax or multi-day rides, I always take 2 litre bottles. So it just means that I have to like stop as many times to kind of refill my water because I've got 2 litres on me. So that is a hack. They are, I think they're like £5 each. But yeah, and then another little mini hack I'll add in for any of you with long hair out there. I always put a couple of hair bubbles on there, just because I've done it before where the bubbles kind of slipped off the end and you don't have a hair bubble and your hair's all sweaty and it's just not fun. So I always put extras on there. And also, I always put the, because I take 2 bottles with me, I always put the hair bubble on the one that I've got like carbohydrate drink or sugar in there, so that the one with water in doesn't get mixed up with the one that's had like something flavoured in there. So that's another little mini hack. This is such a big tip, such a big hack. Foam roller. Get a foam roller. You can get them cheap, you can get smaller ones, But if you're riding, if you're running even, if you're doing any kind of just activity, get a foam roller. They're amazing. I've got a video on my channel all about foam rollers and how to use them and my favorite kind of exercises for that. But if you're getting even any like knee pain, any other aches, pains, it's just a foam roller. A foam roller can do so much. And yeah, I just really, really rate getting a foam roller. They're an incredible piece of equipment and just make riding a lot more enjoyable because you don't get the pain, especially I think in winter, and especially if you're smashing a load of like Zwift races and stuff, because you're putting like more strain on your body and your muscles because you're doing short bursts of intense effort. That's when a foam roller is going to be really handy. Also, I've just started running again and I've been using this a lot because my muscles and just everything is just not used to running. So yeah, I cannot recommend these enough. Next one is a buff. These things, I don't understand how people can ride without a buff. Even, I mean, maybe not in summer I won't take one, but I have a buff on, I would say 80% of the rides that I do because they're just, one, they're great to wipe your nose on if you're like me and you get a runny nose when you ride your bike. Probably a bit gross, but that's what I do. Really good. I just hate having like my neck, hence why I've got like a little polo neck on. I just don't like having my neck exposed when it's cold. So there's that. You can use it as a hat if it gets cold, so you just kind of pull it up over your head, around your ears. I just love buffs. And this one I've had, it's a bit scratty now. I've had it, oh God, I've had it years. I don't even know. I think my mum gave it me actually. I think she bought a pack and she gave me one. And yeah, I just really like them. You can get really like thick thermal ones as well for winter, but I just think buffs are just an incredible, I just love them. I never really ride without one. And this, I don't even know how much it would have cost, maybe a couple of quid. They're not expensive. And Buff is they're called neck tubes. Buff is the brand, the official brand name, but you can get them cheaper everywhere else. They're just called neck tubes, or yeah, just Google neck tubes or something. This thing is phenomenal. This is a Z-Lock, Hip Lock, the combination, but you can get ones that are key, and I think they are £10. I think these might be slightly more. Again, I am sponsored by Hip Lock, just so you are fully aware. But this is the product that got me onto Hip Lock. I just think it's incredible. So I will use this if I'm going to go on a long ride and I want to leave my bike literally outside a shop for a couple of minutes. I won't do it if I'm going to be left there for, you know, I wouldn't leave it in the middle of Manchester locked just with this, but it's basically got steel inside and it's just got like a combination lock and it just works like a zip tie. You can also use this if you are, so if I'm going to go to the shops and I lock my bike with a D-lock, I always lock my front wheel to my frame with one of these. I also take it if I'm going to go on a train, so I'll lock it to the train using one of these. It's just brilliant. I absolutely love it. It's just genius. It's really small, really light, and just like a million uses for it. So these are baskets. And yeah, basically, before I had these, I just had stuff everywhere. Like, do you know, with cycling, there's loads of like little bits of parts and things that you just get lost. So basically, I got these, there was three actually. I've got one basket with like my helmets in near the front door, and then these two are on a shelf. So I've basically got one basket for the stuff that I use most regularly, and then that sounds like it's gonna break, and then another one that I kind of use not as regularly. So it's just about, I don't know, I just hate losing things. So in this one, I've got my lights, so I've got my lights here. I've also got like a spare quick release for when I use the tail fin, like luggage thing. I've got chain lube. I've got my chain, I don't even know what they're called. They want to take the speed links off your chain, so when I'm cleaning my chain, that, you don't need to know what's in it. But anyway, these are the things that I kind of generally use most often, just so that I'm not like fumbling around in drawers. I just like to keep things tidy so I know where things are. So I feel like a breath. I've just been trying to get through that as quick. I didn't want it to be a really long video, but I hope that has helped just kind of share some of the hacks that I use, and I'm sure you've got 1,000,001 hacks as well. So make sure you just share one, like share your favorite hack, and then we can all kind of learn from each other's hacks. Alright then, I reckon that is it for this video. I hope you found that helpful, hope you found it useful. If you have, maybe give it a little thumbs up. I never say this, I'm going to start saying it. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I'll be back on Monday for another video, with another video. And yeah, hope you're keeping nice and warm and toasty wherever you are, because it's bloody freezing in Manchester. So yeah, I will see you next video.